It's about that time, St. Patrick's Day, and I'm going to show you how I make my corned beef and cabbage. I'm making 5 pieces of meat, so you're going to want to adjust for how much you're making. To start, you're going to want to rinse each piece of meat off, then put it into a large pot with water. You're going to make that boil once. Once that comes to a boil, you're going to remove the meat from the pot. You're going to drain that water, clean your pot, put your meat back in, and put a fresh batch of water right into that same pot. That's a very important step, so like that you don't get a greasy broth. So now that your meat boiled and is in clean water, you're going to add the packet of spices that comes in the original packaging of the corned beef. While the corned beef is doing its thing in cooking, I'm going to start with my cabbage. I personally do not cook my cabbage in the same pot as my corned beef. So I'm going to start off by sauteing oil and onions. Once the onions are nicely sauteed, I take them out and put them in a separate bowl. And now we're ready to saute our cabbage. I like to cut my cabbage in big chunks because it's going to wilt down anyway, and you definitely don't want to overcrowd your pan. Halfway through cooking your cabbage, you're going to want to add some of the liquid from the corned beef that's cooking right to your pan. And then you'll add those sauteed onions right back to the cabbage, and that'll get cooked all together. And now I'm going to add 1 bottle of beer. This is just what I had on hand to each pot to finish cooking. So now after about 3 or 4 hours of the corned beef boiling in separate pots, I add them to the same pot because they've already shrunk down. Now I'm going to cook my carrots, and so in the liquid of the pot from the meat we removed, I'm going to add about 8 to 10 cut carrots so that those can cook. And now that all your meat is done, you're going to take it out, place it on the side so like that it can cool off right before you cut it. And now we're going to cut the corned beef. It is so important the direction of which you cut the corned beef. If your meat is shredding, you're cutting it the wrong way. So just turn it against the grain and slice it up. It is going to be perfectly tender when you cut it this way. And this is perfection. This is how I like to plate mine up. Add a little bit of that hot liquid from the big pot right onto your meat and your veggies, and it is so, so good.